Hi, Kelly. How you going?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for jumping on.
Thank you.
How did you find out about the webinar tonight?
Through Facebook.
Great. So is that the emotional eating group or a different one?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
No, that one.
Beautiful. All right. So it's been a bit of a tough week because I'm not sure if you know, but I've been banned from Facebook because my account got hacked and stuff. So I'm actually not sure how many people will come on, but I thought I've still got to do it anyway, even though I haven't really had a chance to spread the word that much. And then, you know, people can always watch the replay as well. So I'll probably get started. I know a few more people will probably just jump on as we go. So I'll just keep an eye on that. I'll just mute you if that's okay. And then if you have any questions, maybe you can type them in the chat, or if you've got those reactions, they've got new ones. You could put your hand up or something like that. That would be cool. Awesome. So I'll just pop you on mute and we'll get started. So thanks everyone for joining us. Lisa Wells here from Food, Fear and Freedom. Really excited to bring you this masterclass on a cravings breakthrough intensive. So cravings, they're basically invisible urges that are controlling us and telling us what to eat, like eating stuff that we don't want to eat. So I've just got a message from someone who said they're having trouble getting in. So I'm just going to see what I can do. All right, so we'll keep going. Okay, come back. So yeah, cravings also ruled my life. For 10 years, I had food addiction. And every day I really wanted to eat healthy, and every day I just couldn't do it. And I really couldn't understand why. Why do I want to get up every day? Well, I know why I want to get up every day and eat healthy, but why couldn't I? What was it that was, I was just like an invisible force that was really strongly compelling me to eat chocolate and things that I just didn't want to eat. So it's kind of like having a crutch, I guess. And it really does take over your life. So let me know if you've struggled with this before. And also, if you have downloaded, I've got a free Cravings Tracker PDF and training video, which I'll send out in the link after this. But this is a little thing that you can print out. And this is 4 steps to help you overcome your cravings and help you get control back of your cravings. So if you don't have this, let me know, send me a message and I'll send you the link to get it. And then you just print it out and you do the worksheet through the video. That also will come out in the email for you as well. So this is a fantastic place to start when you want to take control back of your cravings. So yeah, if there's been ever a time in your life where you have struggled with this, you're in the right place. So for me, and I know it's the case for so many other people watching this, that we know what is healthy to eat, but for some reason we just don't do it. We just can't do it. So you would know the struggle if you've tried so many things, you've tried so many ways, so many different things to sort of overcome it. But you just have this struggle, and some of you maybe even struggled for so much of your life. I mean, a lot of the ladies that I talk to, Joe's in the waiting room, so many ladies that I talk to really have struggled with this for a very long time. And I was in it for 10 years, but it all stemmed from my emotional past. And it really is about what's going on for you emotionally. So we're using food as a crutch or as a barrier between ourself, our real self, and the food is the barrier that's sort of stopping us from reaching our true self. So I hope that makes sense. It's a little bit out there. It's a little bit different from what, a lot of people will just say, we'll go on a diet, stop putting the stuff in your mouth. There's all sorts of things that people will say that don't understand. They haven't been in this position before. They don't know what it's like to struggle with food. But it is really, really common. So never, ever think that you're alone, because you're not. All right. So it's possible that you've been on dozens, or let's face it, hundreds of diets and boot camps, and tried all of the latest fads, so like the fasting and the keto, and I've done the blood group diet, the blood type diet, all that sort of thing. And so you know what it's like to be stressed out, confused, frustrated, and not knowing about what the heck to do about this, because it's something that you really, really wanted gone, basically. So you want it gone, but it's still something that's controlling you. So what do? You've tried the diets, you've tried the boot camps, you've tried the retreats, you've done all the stuff, but it's still going on. And this is where I was. And I just thought, well, the common denominator here is me. It has to be something about me or something within me. And I was right. So it really is about habits, our patterns, and our beliefs. So a lot of it is a habit. We've been doing this for such a long time that the neural pathways in the brain are strong. They are basically lit up in our brain like a super highway. And we need to create new neural pathways, which takes time and it takes repetition. And these are the things that trip us up. Like, we'll be doing well for a while, and then sometimes when we're doing well, it's like, a couple of things will happen. One is that, you can go, I'm doing well, so therefore I can celebrate, and I can have that cake, or I can have those chips, or whatever. And then that can open up the floodgates, and then it's that cycle again of trying to get back on the track with looking after yourself and being healthy. So I'm just trying to get rid of my hand on my thing. All right, cool. So we're going along, doing well. We can sabotage ourselves because we are doing well. Sometimes our brain isn't comfortable with us doing well and achieving our goals. And sometimes our brain always likes to be working toward a goal. So then when we reach our goal, it'll sabotage ourselves and we'll start eating junk food again and put weight back on again. So then it can work on the goal again, So it's about breaking cycles. And it really is up to you to get to a point where you are just had enough. Right? You have to get to a point where you draw a line in the sand and say, this stops now. You need to stand up to yourself from the inside. You need to stand up to yourself. You need to make your standards higher for yourself. If we loved ourselves, we wouldn't be stuffing ourselves with all this junk. If we respected and had our bodies as a temple, we wouldn't be doing that to ourselves. So there's so many little bits and pieces, self-esteem, self-love, respect for ourselves. These are things we were just not taught growing up. And so how could we know about them now if we just weren't taught about them? So we have to teach ourselves. So when you get to that point where you are fed up, you're sick of yourself, you just draw that line in the sand. That's when, if you have a few coping mechanisms, a few tools in your tool belt that you can rely on, and you start working on them and implementing the small, consistent daily action every day, that's when you get the change. You really need to be in a place, like a strong emotional state of that's enough. And we need to make it a must. Every day we need to train our brain to go, right, this is the standard I'm setting for myself, and I'm making it a must today. It is 100% absolutely vital that today I look after myself. So this is the state we need to be in. So I'm telling you, it's not about the food. The food is addictive. The patterns are addictive. Struggle can be addictive. All these things can be addictive. So that's why we have to be strong internally. We have to stand up for ourselves, and we have to say, this is what I want for me today. And if you have to say that 100 times, it is worth saying it 100 times, because that is what is going to get the message through. So I want to go through a post that I wrote on the Facebook page, because I have had some strong emotions this year. I have, struggled. I don't like using the word struggled. I struggled for a long time, but now I'm getting better at maneuvering my way through strong emotion. And it had been coming, on and off for months. And I just got to the point where I'm sick of it. I've been through all the emotional turmoil in my life. I've been through 10 years of food addiction. I have had enough. It is my time to feel good, and I am not standing for that anymore. Okay, so I'm standing for me. And it is absolutely 100% certain that I feel good today. And I am the only one in charge of that. No external circumstance is going to have a say in that. It's up to me to be in charge and in control of how I feel. And I am strong inside. And if something, someone cuts me off on the traffic or whatever, doesn't bother me. I'm just, this is me, and I'm happy regardless of what's going on around me. So I'll just read through this post, and I'll break it down sort of paragraph by paragraph and tell you behind the scenes what goes on. So I had to call myself out on some of my behaviors regarding my emotional state. So yeah, it was up and down, just doing, basically surviving, just doing the basics, but all the while nobody would know from looking at me what I was going through inside. I keep it very close to my chest. I can function quite highly in this state. Probably be a very good actress. So I had to just go, look, honestly, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of the up and the down. I'm sick of having to work so hard to feel good and be happy. It really should be a natural state, but it is something I have had to work on to get to a state of happiness in the morning, in the daytime. Or I'll do the work in the morning. I'll do my journaling, and I'll do my brain conditioning and all that stuff. And then maybe say 2 hours later, I'll be back in the dumps. And I'm like, no, this is not my standard. Okay. This used to be my standard, and it was a standard. It was my normal. And I was, I had depression. I had been on antidepressants. I was on the couch, and all I could do was go to the letterbox, and that was my big event for the day. So I've had to actually literally train myself to be a different person, to think differently, to feel differently. And you do it when you don't want to do it. That's when you get your breakthroughs, is when you eat the healthy thing, even though you feel like the unhealthy thing. This is how you start turning this thing around for yourself. Okay. So for a few weeks, I've been letting my emotional state get the better of me. And I believed that those feelings were me. And I believed that I wasn't strong enough to see them for what they really were. So what they really are is habits, patterns, and beliefs. But they were so strong, and they consumed me. Okay. And I was allowing them to consume me. So instead of believing in my strengths, I went back to my old ways, and I was believing in the stories, the feelings that would compel me to seek safety and shelter away from my true being. So our true being, who we really are, we are beings of love and light. Not to get all woo-woo and whatever, but we're just meant to have a more fun existence. We're not meant to be here and struggle constantly every day. Food is meant to be enjoyed and shared and loved on our journey. It's a great connector with family and friends, but for us it's torture. It's not meant to be like that. So in this time of toing and froing of my emotions, it has taught me something vital. And it's really important to believe that what you're going through with food is a vital lesson for you in there. And these times when we are struggling is actually the time of, it could be great breakthrough for you. So there's you that knows what you want, you that wants to eat healthy. And then there's you who is the old habits and the old patterns and the beliefs, believing that stuff. Instead of believing that you are more than that, you are light. You are meant for joy and happiness and to be carefree. Except we're believing this stuff, and this stuff has got us in the brain. It's got us there. So somewhere in my mind, I was still attached strongly for those few weeks to the identity that I wasn't safe to be me. So safety is a big thing for us women, as we've grown up. So many incredible things happen to us as women, as little girls. Our hearts get broken. Things happen in our life that shouldn't happen, but they have happened. And if we keep identifying as the victim, as the person that experienced all that, instead of someone who actually went through it and kept going and still got up every day trying her best to get the love of her parents, to have approval, to whatever it is, it's just, we go through bad stuff, hard emotional stuff that we are not equipped to deal with at a young age. And so our brain is like, hey, I'm keeping you safe. I've got you. We will tuck you away. And this is it. Until this program is reprogrammed, it's going to stay there. And that's what's running us. So my mind was running the old pattern, the familiar habit, and it showed me just how much the belief was still there. So you can sort of see by your actions how much the habits have got you, instead of you being in charge of it. So when I realized this, I could then make a stronger choice instead of being at the mercy of the waves of the deep emotion that would strike me out of nowhere at any time. You see, when we start to work on ourselves from the inside, we actually have to have the experience of going through it, of living through this emotional time. So I had to have the experience of living through feeling crap without self-medicating with food and alcohol, knowing that I'm okay. We're using the food as a crutch. We're using the food to self-medicate. We're using the food as a barrier between who we are in here. So, this is external stuff. Then we've got food, and then we're in here. And the food is a barrier to who we really are, to let ourselves shine. We're closed in behind the food because it's safe. It feels so safe. And that doesn't feel safe. Being out, and being who we truly are doesn't feel safe. So that's why we're using the food as a shield. So yeah, when we're working on ourselves, we actually have to have the experience of going through it. So you have to have the experience of going through what you're going through now to going through the other side of it. That's the journey, is from having food addiction and cravings and binging to working out, to get through it, to go through the other side, to finding that you are strong enough to do this for yourself. But we need to have the experience of living through it. And then when we've had enough of living in that washing machine of life, of being tossed and turned and on repeat cycle at the mercy of our thoughts and emotions, when we have had enough of that, That is when we draw the line in the sand. That is when you say, I have had enough. This is not okay. I want more for myself than living like this. I want to just, I want to stop existing and just start living. This is what I want for you. This is what I have worked through. I know it's so raw. And that's where I can help you live through it, get through it, and come out stronger on the other side. Because having someone with you along that journey is just going to help it be a lot clearer for you. Okay? So I want you to stop just existing, and I want you to actually start living. So when I got up the next morning, I knew I had had enough of being at the mercy of my feelings, and I faced myself in the mirror and I said, well, what are you going to do about it? I had to face myself. I put on my sneakers and I went for a walk, and I just let myself know without a doubt that it is absolutely vital that today I am connected to my strength, and that I am strong from within, and that I access the strength that does exist within me. So that morning I went for that walk, and I made it absolutely abundantly clear to myself that this is my new standard. And I do this, and I can teach you how to do this for yourself as well. But I can tell you right now, I didn't just do it when I went for that walk. I did it throughout the day. So it's not like you just kind of get up in the morning, you do this one thing, and hey presto, it's going to work. It is repetition. You have to just fully be there for yourself every single moment of the day to get yourself through it. Whew. So what you're going through at the moment is a gift. You are in there, right? You're in there. Strength does exist within you, and how you're feeling right now depends on what you've been focusing on. So what are the thoughts you've been having? What feelings are you allowing to come and have their way with you, basically? And it's a journey to get to the side where you feel better, where you can make stronger choices for yourself. Don't do it alone. Reach out, get some help. You're worth it. Okay, so if you're curious if what I can do can help you, then you're invited to reach out to me, and I would love to have a chat with you. So how does this relate to cravings and overcoming cravings? This is about you becoming a different person. This is about how you take control back of your environment, how you see yourself. I want you to be able to look in the mirror and see yourself as a strong, capable woman that I know you are right now. You've got access to that. You just haven't learned how to access it, that's all. So I'm not quite sure how long this has been going for, but if anyone has any questions, please pop them in the chat box. Yeah, so I just really want you to sort of take away and understand that it is about what you're focusing on, and that means your thoughts and your feelings. And there is a way through small, consistent daily action that you can come back to yourself, who you truly are in here, this magnificent person that you were born to be, that perhaps people around you when you were growing up couldn't see it, couldn't acknowledge it. So therefore you were feeling invalidated and don't feel special and loved and supported. So the first place to start is with your cravings tracker. If you don't have it, message me and I will send you the link so you can print that out and work through the worksheet with the training video that comes with it. So I hope you got a new understanding of really what's going on for you with this food thing. Grab your Cravings Tracker Breakthrough PDF and training. That's going to help you with some of the steps to implement. But just knowing that there are people that can help you help you go through it, you know, and it'll just lessen the anguish and the turmoil, and it will help you to get back on track quicker instead of being in that washing machine rinse cycle on repeat for the next year or the next 3 years. You know, you've got to look at what is this thing costing you in your life, how much unhappiness it robs us every day of our happiness. Don't let food rob you another day of your happiness, okay? There are solutions, there are answers. Reach out to me. I would love to have a chat with you, okay? Yeah, so unless there's any questions, I shall head off, but I really, really appreciate you being here, taking the time out of your life to listen to me talk about, you know, the stuff that I've been through, and how it helps others in their life now as well. So really appreciate that. Give me some feedback, send me a comment. I would love to connect. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.